everyone's doing these bag videos, what's in them, the stuff they carry, the kind of bags they use. So without further ado, here's mine. Touch me. One of the best ways of keeping your bag in top condition is actually just to serenade it. I'll do this for hours at a time. Mainly John Mayer. I've been driving 85 kind of morning, I saw afternoon. Right, let's stop dicking around and let's get into this. Okie dokie. So, like many of the other guys, I've just got the quad clipped onto the front of the bag there. It makes it really easy to just quickly get it off, get a pack on there and get flying. This quad, I've done another video on this, but this is a qav-r frame. It's got the KISS hardware on there, KISS flight controller, KISS 24 AMP-SCs, Lumineer 2206 motors. It's got the GoPro Hero 3 for the HD recording, HS1177 FPV camera for the FPV stuff. It's got an immersion RC, a VTX on there, and an XSR receiver on there as well, which is really nice because these antennae are all short. Spironet antenna. I think that's pretty much it, isn't it? Is that about it? Is that all it takes to build a quad? That's the quad. Okay, so the bag itself is a Maxpedition, I think it's a Condor, I think they call it, but I had this, it's quite an expensive pack, and I wouldn't normally spend this much on a pack that I was just going to use for an FPV bag. But I had this from camping, so it makes, I've just sort of made a few changes to it so I can use it for FPV quad stuff. You don't have to go out and buy a special pack for this. If you've got a backpack, it's probably going to be alright. The nature of this stuff is that it's light and it's durable, you know, so as long as you've got a backpack with a few little bits, little extra packs that you can put stuff in, you know, a few little clips on the outside you can clip stuff to, you're going to be fine. Like, you don't have to spend a lot of money on these guys. Okie doke, so on mine, in this front pouch, let's get into it then. I've got a little, these Emax red bombs came in these sweet cases. Yeah, some like motor bolts and bits and bobs, so if I'm out and about I can replace them. There's a spare Spironet cap on there as well. So there you go. Next thing up, I've got a combat survival tin in there. I don't need this in there, but there's a rope whistle in here. Some of the guys after beers will get a little bit too friendly. Rope, this is if I need to tie up James if he's playing up. I will just hog tie him and leave him on the side of the road somewhere. I've got a couple of little pliers and some cable cutters just at hand, and some electrical tape. This is where I carry the lipos. In a lipo bag I've got 8 lipos in there. I want to try and get some more because 8, you know, I probably want about 15 for a full day's flying. But keeping them in there nice and separate like that means that if there is a fire with one of them, at least, you know, hopefully I'll be able to get the rest of the stuff out of the pack. Okay, next up, and you won't see everyone carrying these, but this is a little first aid pack. I'm not going to go through it massively in depth, it's just got a few basic bits and bobs in there. It's got some sort of antibacterial wipes, a cold pack just in case one of us does our ankles when we're out and about, a load of plasters, some paracetamol, some first aid tape, a little bit of blisters for chaplets, that sort of stuff. So just a few bits and bobs in there. But let's get into the main section of the bag itself. So in here is some camera gear. So I've got the chesty for the GoPro, just in case we're doing some, you know, walking and I want to get a bit of chesty action on the go. I've got that's for the chesty for the GoPro as well. The waterproof backing for the GoPro. The LCD screen so I can watch some footage after on the GoPro or line up a shot if I'm doing a time lapse or something. A few spare batteries, there's 4 in here plus there's 1 in the GoPro, so I'll carry 5 in total. Let me quickly do this because I'm actually using the camera that I'm shooting this video with normally lives in here, so let me just turn this on and I'll edit this in. Are we on? Is this thing on? Yeah, right, cool. So this is the camera that I'm using to shoot the video with. It's on a laundry basket at the moment because I didn't have a decent tripod high enough. But I've got one of these little Gorilla Pods and that lives in here as well. It's just, you know, a point and shoot camera. It's got quite quick autofocus and it's nice for doing sort of takeoff shots and that sort of stuff when you're out and about, you know, like a little bit of a sort of vlogging camera. Okie doke, right. And the last thing I keep in here is a little pack for charging up my iPhone and bits and bobs when I'm out and about. In the main section of the bag, I've got a sandwich pack with a load of props in. I need to carry more props than this. Like, I'm running desperately low, but there's a bit of a shortage in the UK at the moment of HQ props. Now, one of our sponsors, dronesuperstore.co.uk, they're getting these in, so they're going to be a great place to get HQ props from. So go and check those guys out. The next big thing really is the turn edging pack. These are great. These are really inexpensive, and they're nice for carrying your handcuffs, tasers and barbed wire. No, I'm only joking. Taranis, goggles, I've got a couple of extra batteries in here. I use these to power the Taranis. They just plug in with this balance lead here. And then what I like to do with the goggles, let me show you this. So before every session, I like to use some anti-fog cleaner on the goggles. These are the, let me focus here for a second, come on. These are the Dominator V2s, really nice goggles, love them to bits. They fit my face really well without that faceplate thingy with a little fan. So what I like to do to make sure that they don't fog up is use a bit of this. This is, this one's, as you can see, it's called Fog-X, but there's Fog Off, there's a few different makes, and it just stops them fogging up. So a little bit on a microfiber cloth, and then I just make sure that it goes onto the lens, as you can see, and then I use a clean part of the cloth just to give them a good clean. That will stop the fog, even on a really cold day when you've got out of a hot car, that will stop the fog. Another little pack up here which I keep, this is a nice little tool. This is from Screwfix in the UK, forged steel, sorry that's probably quite loud, and it's just a little tool with all the little hex bits in, and it's got everything I need in there to do any repairs when I'm out in the field. Quite inexpensive, I think that's about 15 quid. That's pretty much it. I don't think I've got anything else in here. No, that's it, that's the backpack. Again, thanks to the sponsors, www.dronesuperstore.co.uk and www.uav.graphics. They're our sponsors, they do some amazing things. Let me quickly show you this. Check this out. Is that, can you see all of that? That's the sort of stuff that UAV graphics do. And then, like I say, for the HQ props, for the KISS gear, all the stuff that you find hard to get elsewhere, go and check out Drone Superstore because they've probably got them in stock. Real nice guys. We're going to be on Quad Talk podcast next month. We've got a slot on there, and if you guys listen to that podcast, you know it's brilliant. It talks about all this sort of stuff, all these little issues, you know, these little subjects around FPV mini quads, and it's a real nice podcast to listen to. So go and check those guys out. And like I say, we'll be on it next month, which should be a good laugh. Guys, you know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook. Go to www.teamgreenprop.com and stay tuned for some more epic videos. And then just enjoy yourself, fly safe, you know, respect yourselves.